Hello everyone, I'm Trinh, Senior Application Engineer for Valin Corporation. Today I will illustrate how to set up an Autonics ARIO-C-EI Ethernet IP coupler to communicate to an Omron N Series PLC. So what you see in front of you here, I have three windows. One of them is the DAQMaster software from Autonics, which is free, that allows you to change the IP address of the Autonics Ethernet IP coupler, as well as monitoring it. The screen below here is basically the video feedback, so you can see actually how the LEDs will change when I force an output on from my. So first and foremost, to connect to the Ethernet IP coupler from Autonics, you can connect to it via a USB cable, and that's what I have here. It's connected to here, or you can connect to Ethernet as well. But for now, I'm using this USB cable connect to this port here, okay? And also, you need to supply power to the Ethernet coupler, and you see I have 24 volt coming in here. Brown is a positive, blue is a negative, and then I jumper some of the wire so that I can bring it down to the I/O power as well. So that's what we have on this. As far as the cabling, you notice the coupler itself has the Ethernet port on the top here and also the one below. So I'm connecting one of the cable from the top to the Omron PLC. And if I need more than one, I can just daisy chain from this port to another coupler like this. Keep in mind, this Ethernet IP coupler allows you to connect up to 64 slices like this, which is very nice. That's a lot of I/O. As long as the scanner can support it, you can have as many as 64 slices for this. Let's see, what do we have up here? So this is the video feedback from my camera. The DAQMaster, that's what we have here. We're actually looking at this live right now. But just real quick, you can hit scan and it will automatically scan what's out there and bring it up and show you up here. So that's what the DAQMaster allows you to do. And that's pretty much, the DAQMaster can do a lot more, but this is what you have right now. On this side, oh, by the way, as far as the EDS file, we could get you the EDS file for the Ethernet IP. Contact us and we can get that to you. It's very simple. It's just a file that you need to set up the Ethernet IP configuration. On this side, I'm using the Omron configurator and in the SysMap Studio to set this up. By the way, this Ethernet IP coupler will work with any PLC that has a scanner. For example, Allen Bradley, Mitsubishi, Siemens, anything, any PLC, any manufacturer that has Ethernet IP scanner, it will work. So on this side, once you have the EDS file, you install it, and then you create the Ethernet IP. So what I have is, as far as the hardware, on the Autonics side, I have the ARIO-C-EI Ethernet coupler. I have a 4 digital output. The part number is DO04P. That's a 4-point digital output. And then I have a 4-point digital input, which is Autonics DI04P. So I have 4 digital input and 4 digital output. Now, knowing that, and I know each one of these slides, because it's 4 bits, so it takes only a nibble, but I need to use a whole byte. So I have 1 byte here for the output, and I have another byte here for the input. So keep that in mind. So on the Ethernet IP side, all I need to do is create 2 global variables. One of them is the input, and one of them is the output, and tie that to the global variable. So what I did here, under the global variable, I create a tag name called Autonics underscore input with an array of 1 byte. Autonics underscore output with an array of 1 byte. So that's what I need to do first. Then I go to my Ethernet IP configuration, and I as you notice here, I'm using the second port, which is 192.168.2.100. By default, the Omron PLC, this is 192.168.251.1. I change it purposely so that it will match with the same first 3 octets of the Autonics, because the Autonics Ethernet IP coupler is 192.168.2.3 by default. That's what it is. You can change it in the software, but for now I'm going to stick it and leave it the same. Having set that, so that's what the second port of the Omron PLC is, 192.168.2.100. So I do that, and then what I do is in the configuration, I basically add a target here, and that target is 192.168.2.3 as I mentioned. So you click add here, and then you add it, and once you have an EDS file installed within the SysMap Studio, this should automatically come up, and you add it. So that's one step that you need to do first. Once you do that, it will appear here, and you make sure you select registration all so that the global variable will come automatically into here for you. And you notice once you select registration all, you now have the tag or the tag name Autonics underscore input under the input tab, and this is size 1 byte. And if you go to the output tab here, same thing. You have the global variable Autonics underscore output automatically commit for you. All right, so that's the second step. You created it. You create it in a global variable, and then you registration all. So once you've done with that, you click this icon right here, and I already do this already, but basically what you do is you make sure that the target variable for the input is assembly 101, and the size is 1 byte, and that ties to the global variable Autonics underscore inputs. For the outputs, you want to use the assembly 100 under target variable in the size 1 byte. Now, this just happened to be 1 byte in, 1 byte out, because all I have is 4 digital outputs and 4 digital inputs. Okay, if I have more on the Ethernet IP coupler from Autonics, I will have to change this number of bytes. But that's simple. You just go in here and change that. For now, we keep it 1 byte because that's all I have. Once you have that, that's all you need to do. Then you transfer to the controller. This setup here will now go down to the PLC, and that's all you have to do as far as set up the Ethernet IP within the Omron N Series PLC. Now, so I've already done all this, so I'm going to test it for you. So right now, I open the watch window, and I have Autonics outputs lights here, okay? Right now, you notice I have 1111, so all 4 of the outputs are on right now on the watch window here, and also here, which is the DAQMaster. And also down here for my camera, it shows 4 outputs are on. I'm going to turn them all off right now. So to do that, I'm going to go here. I'm going to turn them all off from the PLC. As soon as I hit enter, you will notice all 4 outputs will be on. Here we go. Yep, it turns it off here. Camera turns it off. Let's say I want to turn on only the first one. Here we go. Only one of them is on. All right. If I want to turn on 2 of them, bit 0 and bit 1. Voila. All right. You want to turn them all on. I can certainly do that. 1, 2. Let me back up actually. Here we go. They're all on now. So that's how you set up the Ethernet IP coupler from Autonics ARIO-C-EI using the DAQMaster. By the way, the software is screen, as I mentioned before. So this is how you set up the Autonics ARIO-C-EI to communicate to the Omron PLC, N Series PLC. If you have any questions, please call the number below, and thank you for watching.